Would you like to shoot me now or wait till you get home?
Shoot him now. Shoot him now.
You keep out of this. He doesn't have to shoot you now.
Ha! That's it. Hold it right there.
Pronoun trouble.
He had tried for 20 minutes to get up to his place, and he couldn't because of the mud. You guys even buried Jesus in a tomb of mud. Keep that lip balm away from the microphone, will you? Hi, guys. Welcome back to Comedy Parenting Radio. My name's Jerry Begley. I've got the kids up here, Courtney, Joshua, Elijah, and Josiah. And how are you guys doing on a sunny day?
Good.
We're doing very good.
Good. Well, we're doing good on most days, but sunny days especially.
Except for the guy with the lip balm that tastes like what?
Reese's Pieces peanut butter cup.
That's a lip balm?
Yep.
Are you eating it or putting it on your lips?
Putting it on my lips.
Oh, boy. Well, anyway, today we're going to be talking about dirt and mud on Comedy Parenting Radio. Dirt and mud, one of our favorite subjects. We'll be right back.
Eastbound and down, load it up and truck it. Are we going to do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there.
Guess who needs to laugh the most? Your dentist. Day after day, they look into mouths of people with rotten teeth and bad breath. Give your dentist a breath of fresh air by sending them a copy of Dad the Tooth Fairy Didn't Come, and soon they'll be reclining in the chair and you'll be running the drill. To pick up your copy, send $20 check or money order to Tooth Fairy, 400 Prospector Trail, Marble, Colorado, 81623. That's Tooth Fairy, 400 Prospector Trail, Marble, Colorado, 81623.
Comedy Parenting Radio.
Okay, welcome back to Comedy Parenting Radio. Today we're talking about dirt and mud. Elijah, what are the 4 seasons in Colorado, starting with summer?
Summer, mud season, winter, mud season.
There's no springtime here. It goes from snow to summer, and in the middle we have this little long season called mud season. And what does that do where we live?
It makes the road a little hard to get up.
Yeah, we have a dirt road. It has no road base at all. The county has decided not to do anything with our road. So we are very remote, and it's all watery and muddy. And does it help the fact that we have bald tires in our car?
Yes.
Yeah, it helps if you're trying to have some fun getting up the road. What else does mud season do for us up here at the chalet?
Gives us mud puddles that you can just go have a little mud pit and just go bouncing around and put everybody in the mud.
Can one of you kids describe what mud season is like up here at the chalet?
Sure. Mud season is practically where if you have bald tires, it's kind of about impossible to get up our road.
I've got a neighbor. The other night I came home from work in the dark, and he was sitting partway up the road, and he had tried for 20 minutes to get up to his place, and he couldn't because of the mud. How many people did it take to clean up the floor this morning in our house?
5.
3.
5? Where were you?
4.
I was cleaning up the floor earlier.
4. 3. 4. 3.
And what were you doing?
Sweeping, mopping, dry mopping,
Polishing,
That too.
Right.
vacuuming.
Yeah, 3 people cleaning up just the mud on our floor from the last couple days coming into our house there, that's for sure.
Actually, it just happened yesterday.
Dad, can I tell him a story?
Sure.
At the place where my sister and brother-in-law used to live, it is very muddy there. You can get up to 2 feet deep ruts and,
Really 2 feet deep of ruts?
yes,
In the road or the driveway?
mostly in the driveway though. And so there was a lot of mud there at the time. It was about a foot deep of mud. Josiah was walking down the driveway, and he was in tennis shoes, and he started screaming for help. So I ran down there, and Josiah was stuck in the foot of mud and couldn't get out, so I went in to try to help him. And as I was picking up and trying to get him out of there, Josiah was trying to keep his balance on me, so he would shove on me or pull me and throw me into the mud instead of himself going into the mud. So I ended up looking like a mud monster after that. And
why did you look like a mud monster?
Because Josiah kept on throwing me into the mud so much.
You actually fell into the mud?
Oh yeah, several times. Anyways, and my brother-in-law came down and pulled out Josiah, and then he pulled out me.
Did Josiah's shoes come off?
Yep. Oh yes, they did actually, and he was screaming.
That's a pretty common thing when you're stuck in the mud. Okay, we're talking mud and dirt here, Comedy Parenting Radio. We'll be back in just a moment.
You are listening to Comedy Parenting Radio with your host, Jared Begley.
You love me, now baby, I'm sure. And I just can't wait till the day when you knock on my door.
Chris, can you put the video game controller down for a second?
I can talk and play. Oh, I'm totally annihilating this punk kid in Nebraska.
I just feel like you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
Well, you still ride your skateboard to work, there's the comic book collection, the race car bed.
Look, I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I picked up a few savings tips at feedthepig.org. I have control over my financial life now, and that feels pretty grown up.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1,000,000. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. For free ideas and easy tips on ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
So, I bet I look like a grown-up to you now.
Well, except for the footy pajamas, I'd have to agree.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Wait! I must have the password.
Oh, well, if you must have it, that's wonderful. I'm glad you have that.
Well, please, the password.
You said you have the password. That's...
Yeah, but how do I know you have the password?
You didn't say you knew I have the password? That's password, you know the password?
Yeah, but I must have the password.
Well, if you have it, then protect it. Stay with it. Don't lose it. Keep it forever.
Where is the password?
How do I know you have that password?
Obama's the leader of this country far and wide, and people, they all voted and they tried to decide. But liberal or conservative, now they don't stand a chance, cause this old banjo picker, he's a-getting in the dance. We need a banjo picker in the White House, someone to pick the harmony.
That was pretty good there, Josiah. The stuck in a foot deep of mud. Anybody else ever done anything in the mud?
I have.
What did you do, Courtney?
In the springtime, for as long as I can remember, or in mud season, I shouldn't say springtime, in mud season, I used to take my little Breyer minifigure horses out and build huge mud castles with arches and everything. The arches were pretty hard to keep up. They kept sagging. And then they would have like little hovels, and then they would go and conquer the castle all in mud.
I would come driving home on the county road, and there were just like little mud houses all over alongside the road. I never knew what was inside of them.
Fairies. Fairy horses.
Fairy horses.
How we do it now is we take the mud and then we build it into a house and put rocks around it, and then we take sticks and stuff and then put it on the top, and then we take mud and then we put it on that, and then we let the mud dry and it becomes a mud house.
You guys even buried Jesus in a tomb of mud for Resurrection Sunday this year, didn't you?
Yep, and it never dried. Ugh.
No, it was all gooey in the house.
It was very much mud. More mud of a tomb. More mud than tomb. It was like this big blob of mud with a little hole in the middle.
With Lego guys guarding the tomb.
Mm-hmm. And a stormtrooper.
I got a shotgun, a rifle, and a four-wheel drive, and a country boy can survive. Country folks can survive.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting.
Location.
In the woods, just outside of town.
Oh, not surprising. You've got your home. Bears have theirs.
Yeah, but see, this wasn't just any bear. This bear was wearing jeans and a hat, as in a Smokey Bear.
Jeans and a hat. That's definitely Smokey. What exactly did he have to say?
Well, we were about to head home, after having a bonfire.
Oh, I can guess where this is going.
Right. See, Smokey told me the fire wasn't actually out. He said if it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave.
That's true. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans? That means 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Wow, no kidding?
I'm a forest ranger. We never kid.
Sorry.
that was a joke.
Oh.
If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference, because 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
James. Is this one yours? Actually, that's my cousin's sister's daughter, sir.
Yeah, it's bring an obscure relative to work day.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
Captain, I must inform you, you're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio.
But when I see you hanging about with anyone, it's not
Little ladders.
When we were building our house here, the chalet and the studio, we had dirt piles everywhere. Our property is on a steep hillside. There was nothing flat, and there was nothing clean anywhere. Piles of rock and piles of dirt, some mud all over the place. And one of you guys came walking up to me. It was Elijah, right?
Yep.
Came walking up to me, and your face was completely smudged brown. You had dirt and dust all over your hands, arms, legs, and you had the biggest grin on your face. And you said, "Dad, this is the best place ever. There's dirt everywhere."
It's probably because I had lived in the city since, I don't remember when I was 1, and I had lived in the city until we moved up there. So I didn't exactly have much experience with a lot of dirt.
Most people can't remember when they were 1 either.
Yeah, well, concrete and grass, that tends to keep you from getting very muddy, doesn't it?
I remember when I was 0 years old and I could crawl up stair steps.
You must have been a slug. Did you know you can use mud when you get stung by bees?
Yeah.
Yes, plus mosquitoes.
And nettles.
You can use mosquitoes when you get stung by bees?
Yes.
It's vital to your survival.
Here, go get this bee. No, one time I was helping a survey back in Indiana, and we were going through cornfields, really tall corn by creeks and woods and out in the countryside. And I got into a bee's nest, and I got stung by a whole bunch of probably yellow jackets.
Ow.
Yeah, and I started swelling up right away. We were out in the middle of nowhere, and so I ran over to the creek, and I scooped up the blackest, yuckiest mud out of the creek that I could. I just started slobbing it all over on my skin where the bees got me.
It's quite actually a relief.
Did it work?
Yeah, it worked. I never swelled up very much, and it gave me instant relief. And I came back to the surveyor's office just caked in dried mud.
They must have wondered who they hired.
I think they knew, because I said to the surveyor guy I was with, what if we just went right up the creek bed? And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, if we just walked in the water." And he said, "That's a great idea." So he put his surveying instrument and he shoved it down in the mud as far as he could till it was stable. And then I would wade upstream as far as I could until he could just about barely see me. And then I would have my foot stuck down in the mud as far as I could push it in the mud and put the surveying rod on the toe of my boot.
You've been listening to Comedy Parenting Radio.
Yeah, you know it. Thanks for coming up here, you guys.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And when you go, would you just take all those shoes full of rocks out the door with you?
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle. Goodbye.